Okay, so I found the new Spring Ins line, the new one card Fawn of White. So all of this you see here, not entirely, but 95% of it. Yeah, everything you see here except for the Red Eyes Dragoon. No, sorry, I drew into this and this, right? So it's just these two, and the Dragoon was from other cards I had in hand, but everything else is from Fallen of White, including everything engraved just from the one Fallen of White. So I perfected the Springens line with a minimal bricks. I actually took the bricks out, so I'm only playing the only thing I added was this one trap, the one spell, the Tally Ho, and then the one Captain Sargus, which this is. So this is the most impressive board. I mean, it's just incredible. And then I have two cards in hand that are hand traps. This is negate anything. This is we even have the Quem to loop the Mirror Jade because I was able to, Gung Ho's always there to just banish, and you never need to make Lubellion. I think I'm gonna take Lubellion out, so which is just so dope because I really want two Dragon that Devours Dogmas. It's important to send him and make him, and like right away. And he's the what guarantees that everything keeps recurring. So sending him's really great because it gave me another interruption. Like it added me this, and this actually is insane. I mean, I it would take too long. I don't even want to get into it. But basically, on my whenever a zone opens up here, I can quick effect. By the way, what I'm gonna tag into with this because I have Mercurier in hand, and I think it's not. So you guys need more options with Ecclesia. So what I'm gonna do is tag out for the Ashen. And 1 second, just looking for him. Okay, just saw him using one hand. Okay, so I would tag her out for Ashen, and Ashen actually says that he gains 200 for every monster in grave, which is usually at 35 at least 36 at least. And none of my cards can be targeted. None of my monsters can be targeted. And every time a card leaves my field, if monster leaves my field while he's in the grave, he summons himself back. So he'll protect me twice from target protection. So if this dies, if I tag out for this and then it dies, if a card leaves my field, monster leaves my field, I can summon this right back and then nothing can be targeted. But it's nice because if the opponent does want to target me with something, I can just tag out with her and then it'll fizzle their target. So very cool. Then we have this in hand, which we added off of our... Oh, don't forget we have Dust Dragon. I mean, how many interruptions, guys? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8... That's multiple interruptions. Forbidden Droplet. I'll say 9. 10. This negates any card effect by bouncing an XYZ back to the extra, which is what I'll do after I've bounced or popped, and then that will trigger this to bounce or pop. So yeah, Mirror Jade is we're gonna loop Mirror Jade with Quem. And I'll probably use Mirror Jade. I'll use Droplet to send Mirror Jade so I can reborn it with Quem. But not before sending from extra deck to send another thing from extra deck like the Rinbrum or something. So that we're gonna have the Rinbrum. So that's another thing. So what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This negates any card or summons a level 8 from the grave. Also, it makes all your opponent, when you activate that effect, your opponent loses all their cards, lose 1,000 attack. Mercurier in hand. So what is this? 1. Dust Dragon is ready to summon anything. Dope. Because I play Dogmaticas actually. Just a few. 1, which I would love to summon OG Ecclesia. It's another Ecclesia in rotation, which is the name. It's like the name of the game. Like, just get 2 Ecclesias in rotation, and most people can't get over a God card, especially if you summon 2 of them. If you summon 2 of these, and it's so easy, then it's very hard for them to win usually. And his shuffle back effect is so disgusting. Like, I was playing Skystrikers and like I shove on their turn 0. Let me show you how I do this. So on turn 0, I'll actually summon this from my hand, and then it will set me any trap that's a Dogmatica trap. I don't play any of the ones that lock you. I'll set like this one trap that it's amazing. It's called Encounter, Dogmatica Encounter. So on my opponent's turn, like turn 0, for example, but really just when a space opens up in this case, I can special this from hand because there's an extra deck monster on board. Quick effect, special from hand and set any Dogmatica trap. Here's an example. Here's the other one. I play these two. They don't lock you. I love them. This is incredible. it'll actually turn. So you summon him and set this the same turn, and then this trap says you contribute a Dogmatica or an extra deck monster, which is another way to get our Mirror Jade engraved to loop it with Quem, whatever. So we Dogmatica Turgi, contribute the Thunderbolt, and actually summon a level 8 ritual from the deck. So it tributes a Dogmatica or extra deck monster, or Dogmaticas. So I could have sent the Quem 2 and summoned my level 12 Albazoa, which sends 8 cards from your opponent's extra deck. Usually, and then otherwise it's 7. But and he makes all the Dogmaticas unaffected. It's really awesome. Also, my Fleur-de-Lis. I had a Fleur-de-Lis in hand. I don't know what happened to that. That was weird. Anyway, there was a Fleur-de-Lis in the mix, which I could just, when a space opens up, because she's a Dogmatica, and so is hit this. So, yep, this is Fleur-de-Lis too. It's just beautiful. But yeah, so this also has a grave effect to add any Dogmatica from grave to hand, and then another one from grave to deck. Amazing shit. Like, it helps me recycle Quem and OG Ecclesia, and it's OG Ecclesia's full combo, by the way, because I play the ritual line. 1 minute, I'm doing a video. I'll be right there. So you tribute or you can play the Dogmatic Encounter, which you need to read this right now and take some time to think about the applications, because but you first have to keep in mind that this is what's going to be activating this. So on turn 0, you could summon this, or just when a space opens up in this case, set this, and then its effect, this guy's effect is to activate this trap immediately, the same turn, if your opponent has a monster over 25. So, which they always will. So you just keep this in hand. No one ever cares to respect it enough to even read it or get what it could do. So they never see it coming ever. And then you summon this from hand, and then you go ahead and set. And people just aren't ready for all. When your deck is too different, they don't know what to expect. It screws with their head, because if you make your deck like every other branded deck, people just caught on to how to beat it, and it's just not as cool. Anyway, encounter. So this will actually, on turn 0, right? I'll go special, or when a space releases, a space opens up, I'll special him, set this instantly. It says set a Dogmatica trap from deck, and then I activate it the same turn. So I'll set it instantly and then activate it right then. And then if it was the ritual, if it was this, it would immediately turn him into the level 8 ritual, which sends from both extra decks every time my opponent activates a card effect. I also have a way of locking them out of the extra deck with it. The level 8 ritual is nuts. It's the only ritual I play. Anyway, this, and the reason I decided to do it is because it was all too easy with this, but I do play Dogmatica Matrix, which is a full combo. But it's not by itself, but it's full combo very easily. With the OG Ecclesia, so I'll actually use Fallen of White to get OG Ecclesia if I see the ritual monster or the ritual spell or Dogmatica Matrix. Anyway, this can summon itself. You set this, and then you go activate immediately, and it says summon from grave or hand any Dogmatica or Albaz, or add to hand any Dogmatica or Albaz from grave. So I can just go special from hand and Albaz, or Quem send the Albaz, then when he summons from extra deck, I'll summon Albaz. And anyway, long story short, I had a Quem in my hand one time. Since it's a Dogmatica, I did this turn 0, summoned the Quem, sent Fallen of White to grave. Then when they summoned from extra deck, I guess they weren't seeing what I was doing. They just had to, because they wanted to do their turn, right? So they're gonna make an extra deck monster. So they go into an extra deck monster. I use Quem's effect to reborn my Fallen of White. Fallen of White summons Ecclesia. I tog out for Albaz. I was playing Sky Strikers, because they have to go into the extra deck. So then I go I fuse off their board and make Dogma, and then shuffle back 2 spells from their grave, so he couldn't have, so he only had 1 spell in his grave, Sky Striker spell. So it was incredible. And then we have the Dust Dragon. That's another interruption. So let's see here. This is it's like saying this is 1 disruption is hard for me, because it does so much. You could choose what the hell you want to do. So I almost want to call this 2 disruptions, but whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, because Brim, or whatever I send. 9, I do play Entis too, but he can't send Entis. 10, 11, 12. Yeah, nut stuff, man. Thanks, guys. I just wanted to like kind of. I just each day I get a little better at this whole thing with the spring package, and I just feel like I keep having to share it because I can't believe my end boards. This is every end board. Every end board it looks like. It doesn't always have Dragoon, but every end board it's like the most consistent thing to do this. I never need to make Lubellion. Just incredible. Multiple things that are in my. I don't know where my Fleur de Lis went, but I must have shuffled it away. But I had Fleur de Lis in hand because I drew an extra card off of Duality. Because Duality is insane. Read this card and then understand why Dogmatic. It's worth playing the Fleur de Lis and this Fleur de Lis. And the Dust Dragon is always. You're always summoning Dust Dragon. So what's your excuse for not playing this? Let me know in the comments below.